Good morning. We came out to the woods today, and the forecast said it was going to be cloudy, and we were walking up towards the trees, and all of a sudden the sky just opened up. It's not as intense as you can probably see in the back of the camera here, but oh man, it was pink, it was orange, and it was just a split second, and it just shows, you know, you have to be ready for the moments. I was not ready for the moment, and I think it's fizzled out, shall we say. But what a manic few minutes. I was going to try and record it, so apologies, but it was so manic and it was just a major rush. I was just hoping there would be some light coming through in this valley here that you can see behind me. And unfortunately it didn't play out, but hey, that's how it goes. I'm going to take a few shots now with the aftermath of that glow, and hopefully it'll look half decent. Let's carry on. So we've come away from the initial madness of early on this morning, and I've come into the woodland area where it's a little bit less windy, but it is still quite windy, and I think later on it's supposed to get really even more windy. So I think it's about 15 miles an hour at the moment. Doesn't sound like a lot, but maybe more than that, who knows. But later on it's going to hit like 25, so I think I might have to stop taking photos at that stage. But so I've come into the woodland area, and there's some really nice scenes. The sun has just come up about 5 or 10 minutes ago, and the light's starting to increase slightly. And I'm just focusing on some trees, would you believe? Yes, more trees, but I'm loving the woodland photography at the moment. So I've got this scene just behind me here, and because the wind is so heavy, I'm focused on the trees at about f11. Everything's quite sharp, but when the wind blows, and because it's a long exposure, because of the light which isn't that good, we're getting loads of movement in the trees. Well, the leaves of the trees, and the tree itself is quite sharp and stationary still. So I'm not sure if it's going to work actually as an image. We'll take it back into the computer later and we'll have a look, but it looks interesting on the back of the camera for sure. So I'll just show you the scene behind me here, just to give you an idea of what I'm shooting, and yeah, we might have something good there. Well, so as you can see in the top corner here, you should be able to see my video of the scene. So as you can see, we've got this big tree on the left hand side of the image, which is kind of almost framing over the shot, and then through the back we've got some other trees, we've got some silver birches, and we've got some autumn colour as well in the back. Now there is a little bit of light coming through, not too much, but that's essentially my frame at the moment. So yeah, we'll take this shot now and we'll see how we go. Absolutely love this area of woodland, I really do. It must be the 8th time I've been here. I am always finding new compositions. It's a good thing to think about with woodland, you know, especially with local areas. Just keep revisiting them and you'll see different shots. But yeah, we're going to move away from this oak woodland, which I have featured many times in my videos and on Instagram. And we're going to see if there's some autumn colour. We've got some really nice silver birch trees here which are hanging on for dear life for their leaves with this wind, so I try and capture some moments. And the lights, I mean, it's overcast, you know, we may get some breaks in the clouds later on, but yeah, it's pretty soft light, which is, you know, it's completely fine for woodland. Some would say ideal, but I do like a little bit of light here and there, not too much. Blue skies isn't ideal, but yeah, it's good light. Right, let's continue. Okay, so let's come down to this section here. As you can see, we've got this big tree on the left hand side, and then there's like an opening to the right, and we've got some old deadwood coming through as well on the floor. And what I'm really trying to find in situations like this is areas where there's shadows and light, so that you can contrast between the two. I'm thinking this might work, so I've got the camera framed up here. I'm choosing different f-stops at the moment because it's a little bit tricky, because this tree is obviously a lot closer to the camera than the deadwood in the back. Now the deadwood, the broken off branches that you can see there, I do want them to be relatively sharp, but I don't want the background to be sharp throughout, so it is quite tricky. And I've tried probably around f4 and then up to about f7, but even at f7 you start to get more clarity in the trees in the back, so I'm not really sure which one will work yet. I could try a focus stack, but then again you're sharpening the background, which I want to try and avoid. But yeah, we've got some nice green colour, some darker tones on the bottom and the corner of the image, which when we get into post I'll darken those down a little bit more and really enhance the light which is coming through from the top right hand corner of the image. To give you a better view, I'll show you a quick video from my camera here. 1 second. So you should be able to see in the corner of the screen my video of this scene, just to give you a clear understanding of how I frame the shot up. So I'm doing a landscape shot here, and as I said, the main subject I suppose really is the left hand side tree, but of course the light coming through is also gonna add to the image, the final image. I think without this deadwood over here, the image wouldn't be so good. I think it really adds to the scene, it really complements the scene, and hopefully we get a good shot. So I'll take a few more shots and try different few settings, and I might even do some vertical shots as well, and the final image should be on the screen after I've stopped waffling, so enjoy. So I forgot to mention that I'm here with my friend Steve this morning. He's joined me on this woodland shoot, and it was Steve who actually found this composition here that I'm shooting. Now it's a shot which I kind of take quite often. It's a framed shot, a through the middle kind of shot with a tree in the background, and there's some really great colour at the back of the scene. And there's also like a little path with some silver birch leaves which are on the path, and it looks really nice. But just a quick disclaimer, Steve found this composition, so he has to have all the credit, but hopefully it'll be quite a nice image. I'm shooting in a portrait mode. I'm at f5.3 ISO 64, and I'm changing my shutter speed for the different frames. So yeah, hopefully it's a good shot. So I'll show you the back of the camera just to give you an idea of how this is framed and how it's kind of working. So here's the shot. So we've got the almost like the walkway of trees. So we've got these on this side, this on this side, and then in the back we've got the main subject, which is in some light at the back. So and that's how I'm shooting it. So f5.3, ISO 64, and then altering the shutter speed just for the different types of exposures. So we'll do an underexposed and a properly exposed, and that should work out to an half decent image. So yeah, so far so good. Let's carry on. Okay, I framed the composition. We've just been walking down this little ridge here, and there's some amazing silver birch trees. All the leaves are falling off in the wind, and there's a little opening just in the trees, and in that opening there's an old tree which has died, and it's kind of twisting, and it's just perfectly framed by these silver birch trees where the leaves are turned yellow, and there's been some wind, some movement in the leaves, and I have to say I've worked extremely hard for this composition. I really hope it comes out quite well. I've tried a whole different number of type of images. I've been all over this little ridgeway here, and I've settled on this ridge here. So I've tried all types of lenses. I've tried wide angle, up really close. I've tried my 35 to 150. That didn't work. I've now got on the 100 to 400 by Tamron, and I'm at about 200 mil. And the reason why I'm up on the opposite side of the bank is because I don't want to get any sky in there. And when you're low to the ground and you're shooting up, you're going to get sky. So as I say, I've really worked hard for this, and hopefully it works. I'll show you a quick video of the scene just so that you can see what I'm shooting. Okay, so you'll see on screen here, this is the tree that I'm focused on. And if you can see around the edges of the shot, let me just zoom out a little bit. Around the edges of the shot, you've got all of these leaves dropping away, falling off, and then you've got this gnarly tree in the middle which has died. So this is what I'm shooting, and it could look quite nice. So I'm shooting at f4.8, ISO 64. I've got my shutter release on timer to eliminate any camera shake, and I'm going to do two exposures. I'm going to do one dark exposure and one properly exposed. Now the properly exposed one should give me some of that, some of those leaves which are dropping off, and hopefully we can get that in the frame as well. Not too confident on that, but we'll see. But overall, I think it's quite a nice image. So I'll try, I'll do the landscape shot here, and then I'll also try some portrait stuff as well, just to see if that works also. But yeah, it's been a really good morning so far. Some great awesome colour. Not so well in the way of light, but we've got some atmosphere for sure, and positive we've got a few decent images. So yeah, I'll put the image up on the screen now, and fingers crossed it's alright. Okay. What a day. It's still raining. It was pretty hard a minute ago, as you can see from my hair. But yeah, it's raining still, but it's creating atmosphere, and even though I've taken loads of photos today, I'm probably not going to include them all in the video, but I've taken so many photos today just purely because of this great autumn colour, and now that it started raining. Steve, my mate Steve, he's already gone home. He's had enough, but I'm still here grafting, trying to get some nice shots. This image here is similar to one that I did in my last video. I don't know if you've seen it. If you have, check out the last video on my feed. But this is another big oak tree in the middle of all of these pine trees, as you can see behind me, and it just stands out like a sore thumb. But now that we've got the autumn colour, the leaves are going yellow and it's standing out from the rest of them, and with the rain coming down as well, it's just adding to the scene. The only issue that I've got is that you can see a little bit of the sky just behind the tree, and it's a little bit distracting, but I think I might just clone stamp some of the little white bits out of the shot, and hopefully it will look good. The rain is coming down even more heavy now. Let me show you what I'm looking at on the back of the screen here. I'll just switch it to video mode and I'll continue talking as I'm going through it. So I should have it on screen up here somewhere, but you can see we got this big oak tree in the top. We've got some great autumn colour on the leaves, and then it's almost like a leading line going through the image with the pine trees either side, and then we've got the rain coming down, and it's just adding great atmosphere. I'm hoping that it's capturing it in camera, and then I can do something with editing to bring all that information out. But it's just absolutely superb. I mean, it's not the best image I've ever composed, but it just looks really nice, and hopefully it'll work out as quite a nice image. Right, I promise this is going to be the last image. I'm going to walk back soon and we'll go from there, but yeah, this is absolutely brilliant. More than I'd hoped from today. This is what landscape photography is all about, getting absolutely drenched. So I think this is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed some of the footage, some of the photos I've taken and the process in which I've taken the photos. My Instagram, where all my images will be featured, is at the bottom of the screen here. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and also consider subscribing for more content going forward. So from a wet woodland, see you next time. Cheers for watching.